Good morning, morning. Can you all hear me? If you can hear me, please put your name in the chat if you're here. And how's my audio quality? Can you hear me? Okay. Sorry for there's gonna be a bit of wind in the background because of the aircon, but I guess that'll be not too bad. Okay, I see Tima. Welcome. Which Tima is this one? Is this Tima S or Tima D? Antonisha, good morning. Welcome. If you're in the stream, please put your name so I know. Just give me. So today we'll be doing, differentiation functions, from chapter 3 out of 9. Okay, in the sometimes in the syllabus you see there's chapter 2, the second chapter, which is algebra and graphs, but we call it chapter 3. Okay, because you must do it after linear algebra. So this the chapter we are doing is algebra and graphs. This chapter has a lot of things actually: sequences, equations, inequalities, all those things. Direct proportion, inverse proportion. So we are looking at differentiation, completing the square, functions. These are the things we are looking at today, okay? From now till lunchtime, then we see how it goes. We want to answer those questions. Okay, great. So I've reached out Now we need to get started. We need to get started. We need to get started. Give me 1 sec. Okay, hi Misha, I see you're here. So I can see Hami, Thima, Antonisha, Melissa, Anasu. That's good. Okay, now we're getting to work. So let's talk about what we had started. Remember that for your IGCSE maths, I want you to always see the picture when you're doing it. So here's the thing. This is our IG. So we say IGCSE mathematics before we start. So I'm going to give you the picture of it. What we know is that this is 9 topics long. So we have to go through all the concepts in 9 topics, and then we're going to get the A star. That's all. That's how we get the A star. Yes. So now let's put the things. We are doing chapter 3, so it's not far. We have number as the first chapter, and there's a lot of things. There are a lot of things that you should do in this topic. A lot of questions come from here. Percentage increase, percentage decrease, bounds, interest, approximations, time calculations, sets, ratio and proportion, all those things. There's a lot that actually comes in this topic. Okay. Now we go to the second, which is linear algebra. And linear algebra is, we've been talking about it, right? If you've forgotten, then we'll be back again, not far from now. We'll do it again. But now look at the one we are doing, and we want to do past paper questions for. Okay? We look at the one which we're doing, and we want to do past paper questions for. Give me a second. So we want to do past paper questions for this topic called algebra and graphs. This is the topic which we want to look at. Okay, what we're focusing on is the topic called algebra and graphs, everybody. This topic is big. It has a lot of things, okay? Algebra and graphs. And what we are going to look at, we're going to look at 3 things. We're looking at 3 things. The first thing would be functions. Then, okay, or functions will be the second thing, or the third thing. We'll start with completing the square. We'll talk about completing the square. Then after we do completing the square, differentiation. Okay. Then from differentiation, we go functions. We do functions. Okay, if we can finish this on time, then we can look at, if we can finish this early, then we'll look at the third thing. But we're starting with these three, at least these three. Oh, hi, Karabo. I see. Good morning. You, Karabo. Okay. So if you're in the chat, please put your name so I can see who is in the lesson today. Where's Lehakwa? Where are all those guys? Huaba. Okay, so now let's start with completing the square, and I'm going to explain. What I want to do is I want to go to a past paper, open a question, and explain a lot of the things to you. Okay, let me just give you the cases, then we can go and solve questions together. So it's part of topic number 3 out of 9, right? We have 9 topics. We are doing topic number 3, and we are doing something that is found in topic number 3, which is called completing the square. Okay? Topic number 3 out of 9, and we are doing completing the square. We're looking at this guy. How to complete the square. Okay? How we complete the square. So let's start. So what you're going to do is, when you're completing the square, I'm going to give you cases. Okay? Case 1, it means I'm going to give you the first type of question. Okay? Questions will be different, but the types are not different. So you understand how we do it. So if you get something like this, when you're going to be completing the square, it will be always for something which is quadratic. I want people to be able to understand. When we say we are doing the topic called algebra, you will see letters of the alphabet in maths. You see A, you see Y, you see X, you see stuff like that. X and Y are the most common ones. And what you're going to do is, you are going to look at the things that you have. Look at their powers. The small number which will be at the top of those letters of the alphabet. Look at the powers. The powers will tell you what type of thing you are dealing with. So for completing the square, you are going to have something that will be in the form ax squared plus bx plus c. In other words, it will have the highest power being 2. It will have the highest power being 2. If you look at the power of x, the small numbers at the top, x will have the highest power being 2. And when x has the highest power being 2, that means it is quadratic. Okay? So we are going to be dealing with quadratic things. Right. Let's do case 1. Let's do case 1. Let's do case 1. I changed the mic, but I'm not happy with the sound from this one. I'll only revert back to the older one in the next stream. So let's put it. Case 1. Okay, case 1 for completing the square. If you get something like this, x squared plus 6x plus 12. You get something like x squared plus 6x plus 12. Okay? Plus 6x plus 12. And they'll say, here's the question. It will say express, this is how they usually ask. Express in the form, this, it will be x plus a squared plus c, or whatever, or plus k, or whatever. We'll see. So when they ask us to express in this form, they are saying, please complete the square. To complete the square, people, you are not changing the equation or the expression. You are just changing how it is. If you are to expand and simplify, you come back exactly here. But we want to change its form, because completing the square helps us to do a lot of things. When we change its form, we can be able to solve. If it's an equation, we can be able to solve it. If we change its form, we can be able to know a lot of things about its graph. Okay, so they want you to just change the form because it's useful to you. Okay, how do you change the form? So first thing we are looking at, remember, don't get stuck up. The first thing we are looking at today, we are talking about completing the square. That is the first thing we're looking at. So how do you complete the square? That's the question. How do you complete the square? When you are completing the square, if you are in this topic, don't let me down. If you are in this topic, you will always look at the number before x. Okay? That is how you complete the square. Sorry, let me change the mic. Sorry. 1, 2, testing. 1, 2. 1, 2, testing. I'm checking if the other one is working. Okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me nicely in the chat? Oratile, morning. I can see you. Hi, Melissa, everyone. Can you hear me? Can you all hear me? Can you all hear me? Alex, can you hear me? Okay, great. So now we can continue. We were saying when you're completing the square, don't worry about anything else. Just look at B. So when you see a question, remember each type of thing in math has its own method, right? So think these things are individuals, okay? Everything is distinct. When you're in completing the square, don't worry about everything else. Just look at the B, the number before X, okay? So what do you do to B? You divide it by 2, then you square it. This is going to be our special guy. So all the time when you're asked to complete the square, get the special guy. Get the special guy. You're going to add him and then you're going to subtract him, okay? So there'll be a bit of an echo. I'll fix the microphone issue after lunch. So every time we get the special guy. So let's do here. Remember, what are you going to do with the special guy, guys? You are going to add him and subtract him. But first you must know how to get the special guy. So here what we're going to do, let's get the special guy. They said express in this form, so we're completing the square. So what we're going to do with your pencil, you say 6 over 2. It's a positive 6, right? So you say 6 over 2 all squared, which is 3 all squared. It's 3 all squared. So 3 squared is our special guy for this one. And what we are going to do now, we are going to add that 3 squared and we're going to subtract it at the end. We always have to add it first, then we subtract. When you add and subtract, it's like you have done nothing at all. So here we would say, we write x squared plus 6x, then we add the 3 squared, then we say plus 12, then we subtract the 3 squared. Okay, we add it before 12 and we subtract it after 12. Okay? Okay? So let's see what we'll do here. Now that we have added, what you're going to do then, you are going to pick the x only, then you are going to ignore the 6, you pick the 3 only. This is how to complete the square, okay? So you're going to take x, then since it's a positive 3, you say plus 3. Then you put their squares outside. Then it will be now plus 12 minus 3 squared, which it becomes x plus 3 all squared plus 12 minus 9, which becomes x plus 3 all squared plus 3. Okay, let me give you another one. This is yours. We're still in case 1. Start this one, then we do it together. Do it real quick.
x squared plus 12x minus 7. Okay? Express in this form. They say to you, express in the form x plus a, all squared plus c. Okay? Let's do it. I'll give you 1 minute, then I start. Complete the square real quick. Right. Let's do the solutions here. So what would we do? We would say, remember, I've given you one. So what we would say is, for this one, you always look at the b, okay, the coefficient of x. So completing the square is all about the coefficient of x. Okay, things are gonna get harder, but you always look at the coefficient of x so that you get your special guy. If you don't have the special guy, you can't complete it, you can't complete the square. So let's say, what is the coefficient right now? It's 12. Remember, you don't take with x, you just take the number. Leave the x alone. Just take the number. You divide it by 2, then you square it. Okay? What is this going to be? If it can be simplified, please simplify it. So it will be 12 divided by 2, you get 6. Then you square it. So this 6 squared is our special guy. We are going to add it and we are going to subtract it. This is our special guy. So what are we going to do? This is going to be, we will add him after 12x, then we'll subtract him at the end of negative 7. So it's going to be x squared plus 12x. Then we add the 6 squared. You always add first, because you're going to add, then you're going to subtract. If I give you an orange and I take away the orange, I've done nothing. So that's what we're going to do. You add the 6 squared, then you're going to subtract it at the end. So it will be now minus 7, then minus 6 squared. So here it becomes what? Now we go, oh, lehako, hi, good morning. So now what we do, we take the x only at the next step now. You take the x only, ignore the 12. You take the 6 only. Then you square outside the whole bracket. Then what are you going to say? Minus 7 minus 6 squared is minus 36, guys. So now what will you have? X plus 6, the squared is now outside, then minus 7 minus 36. You need to be able to be careful here, to be minus 43. That is how you do completing the square here. Okay? That is how you complete the square. When there is nothing, in front of x squared like this when it's a 1x squared. That's so easy. Let's put something before we go to case 2. Let's put the last one. X squared plus 7x, plus 3. Here, x squared plus 7x plus 3 expressed in the form x minus a squared plus c. Okay, whatever. Okay, well done to Perfo. I see Muhammad. I see your answer is very correct. Karabo, I see Karabo. Your answer is very good. Okay, so great. Now let's do for this one. Let's complete the square. Don't forget the main thing. When you see this, you're like, I need to look for the special guy. So you look here. Okay, that's a 7. So divided by 2, then squared. Okay, that's your special guy. 7 divided by 2 all squared. Okay, you divide this middle term by 2, then you squared. Now let me say this. If you can't simplify 7 over 2, leave it like that. Leave it like that. It's different from 12 over 2, these other over 2, because 7 over 2 is 7 over 2. We don't want anything with the bracket, with the comma. Leave it like this. We want exact stuff. So what we are going to do, this is the special guy. And we are going to add it and we are going to subtract it. So let's add it first. So it's going to be x squared plus 7x. Then we add it 7 over 2 squared. Then we now say plus 3. Then we subtract minus 7 over 2 squared. Okay? So what does this become? We take the x, so it's x. Then we say plus, we take this guy inside the bracket. We don't want the squared right now. We take the guy inside the bracket, which is 7 over 2. Then we square outside. Then we square outside. Then here we'll simplify. We'll now say plus 3 minus. Now we can expand this squared thing. It'll be 7 squared 49 over 2 squared is 4, which you can put in the calculator, man. You actually don't even need to expand. You can just put in the calculator. So in here I'll say 3 minus open bracket 49 over 4 close bracket is equal to, I get an answer. Then I'll say second function a b over c. If I want to change it to a fraction, always change your answers to fractions. I'll get negative 37 over 4. So it is x plus 7 over 2 squared minus 37 over 4. Okay, good. Now we are going to go to case 2. Okay, now we are going to case 2. Well done, Karabo. You're moving very well. Well done. I'm happy with everybody. I'm happy with you all. Now we do case 2. What type of questions here? I'm showing you the different types of questions that you can get on this idea. So in case 2, we are now dealing with a negative sign. Watch out. It'll be like this. X squared minus, let's start with the simple one, minus 10x. Okay, we can put minus 3 or plus 4, whatever we want. But what I want you to look here is, to see here is that the coefficient is now negative. They say expressing the what, you'll be like, nonsense. I know what to do. Do you know what to do? Yeah, I know what to do. What do you do? I need the special guy. I need the special guy. For me to complete the square, I need to first have the special guy. And for me to have the special guy, I take the coefficient of x with its sign. I take it with its sign. Then what do? I divide that coefficient by 2, then square. So it would be negative 10. You divide by 2, then you square. Okay? You divide by 2. So now, what do we do? What does this become? Negative 10 over 2, we can simplify it. It's a negative 5. But never leave the squared. Don't touch our squared. Leave the squared. Don't touch our squared, guys. Don't touch the squared, okay? Just simplify the inside if you can. If you can. So you get a negative 5. So this is our special guy. We are happy we have our special guy. What are we going to do now? We add him, then we subtract him. So this is going to be equal to, let's write, this is going to be equal to, you say x squared minus 10x. Then you add that guy. So it'll be plus negative 5 squared. Then we put this minus 3. Then we subtract minus negative 5 squared. This is going to be like this. Then what do we do? What do we do when we're now completing the square? Well done. When you're completing the square, you're going to just take the x. Then you take the guy inside here, which is a negative 5. So we'll take and we'll put the squared outside. So it'll be x. Then you say minus 5. Then you put the squared outside, okay? You put the squared outside. Then what do? Don't worry about it. Trust me, if you expand this, you're going to get this again. This whole thing, including the minus 10x, okay? This is a shortcut. So just do what we're telling you. You are correct. So you take the x, you take the guy inside the bracket, then you put the squared outside. Then we simplify here. We say minus 3, then minus negative 5 all squared is a positive 25. So it'll be like this. So it will end up being x minus 5 all squared, then minus 28, okay? Minus 28. If you put this in the calculator, that's what you must get. That's what you must get. And you are done completing the square here. That is how you complete the square when you have a negative thing. This is how you complete the square when you have a negative thing. Okay? When you do your special guide, don't leave the negative sign. The sign in front of a number is its sign, so it must go with its sign, this negative 10. Don't let it catch you. Well done, Karabo. You are doing very well. I'm happy. You're on fire. You are on fire. Let's go now. Let's do this one. This last one in case 2. X squared, let's say, minus, here we say minus 9x. Then we say plus 5. How do we do this one? I'll give you 1 minute to do it. Do it in 1 minute. Remember, find the special guy. You're completing the square. So how will you do it without the special guy? Find the special guy, add it and subtract it, then just complete your brackets. You can do this. Come on. 1 minute. Go for it. All right, now let's revise it. So what does it become? Let's get our special guy. So the special guy becomes what, class? The special guy is going to be, we take this coefficient. Let's take the coefficient, so it's going to be minus 9. What do? Divide it by 2. Then square it. Okay, you divide by 2, then you square. You take this guy, you divide by 2, then you square it. Can I simplify this? No, I can't. It's just a negative of 9 over 2 all squared. Okay, you can put the negative outside. You can put the negative outside the fraction. You're allowed. So now, what does it become? We have now x squared. Then we say minus 9x. Then we now say plus. Add first. You can't remove what you have not put. Plus. Then you say minus 9 over 2 squared. Then you now say plus 5. Then minus of minus 9 over 2 all squared. Okay, we add and we remove the special guy. Okay? Now let's do this. What do? We take the x only. We ignore the minus 9x. In here, we take what is inside the brackets, the minus 9 over 2. Then we put the squared outside. Okay? We leave the squared on x. We just take the x. We leave the squared on minus 9. We just take the minus 9 over 2. We put the squared outside. Then you are now going to say plus 5. Then minus negative 9 over 2 squared is going to be positive. Okay? When you square a negative number, it should always come out as positive, class. Okay? So it's going to be positive. 9 squared is 81. Over 2 squared is 4. Like this. Okay? Then you can put it in the calculator and see what you get. You can even put it in the calculator when it was in that other form. It's still fine. You can just get it. So I would say 5 minus open bracket 81 over 4 close is equal to. I get an answer. I say second function a b over c. Okay? Second function button. Then a b over c button. I'm doing this for those with the sharp calculator, the basic one. So this, what would you get? Negative 61 over 4. So it's going to be x minus 9 over 2. Okay? Because we take the x only, we take the guy inside the bracket only, then we'll put their squared outside. Then we simplify this other part. So that is what we did. So their squared is like this. Then here we say minus 61 over 4. Wow! Karabo is doing so well. You're doing amazing, Karabo. Could I explain what happened to 9x? Which 9x? At which part? Lehako, hi, morning. At which part? Which stage? Okay, let me put the stages. This is stage 1, this is stage 2, this is stage 3. Oh, how I put it in the sharp calculator is I say 5 minus open bracket 81 over 4 close bracket is equal to. Then I get an answer, okay? Then I say second function. I say second function, then press this. Then I'll get an answer. It will change the answer. Okay, in stage 1, I want you to know that when you're completing the square, you ignore the middle one. You don't work with the middle. If you expand this, don't worry. If you expand this, it's going to take you back to this stage. Okay? Ignore. If you want to get a correct answer, if you want to get a correct answer, you have to ignore this. If you want to get a correct answer, ignore. Okay? So if you want to get a correct answer in stage 1, you have to ignore. You look at this guy with the square, the x. Then you ignore that. This one doesn't matter. The 9x doesn't matter. We only want the things with squared right now. So we take the x only. Then we take the inside of the bracket of that guy who is squared. He's a minus 9 over 2. So we'll put that minus 9. Then we'll put their squares outside. Then we'll simplify this other part. The 9x is still there. He is there in this bracket. Trust me. If you expand this bracket, you get that 9x. So don't worry about it. Okay. Okay. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you people. So now let's do now case 3, the hard one, eh? Case 3 of completing the square. Case 3 of completing the square. So everybody has seen what you do when there are positive things. Simple. When there are negative things, again, simple. We take it as a negative thing. We divide it by 2, we square it and stuff like that. So we are fine. We are not scared. We are not scared, guys. We are not scared of this. Bring it on. Bring it on. Right now we are doing case 3. So let's continue. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's put the things here. In case 3 now, what we're going to do is, let's say you now have something like this. 2x squared plus 6x, okay, minus 9. And you want to complete the square here. They'll say express in the form a, then they'll say x plus b or x minus b all squared, then plus c or something like that. This means completing the square. This is completing the square. You know, don't you lose a mark saying, it looks like it's completing the square, but I'm not really sure. Then you leave it like that. Hey, how can you do that? Answer that question. It's completing the square. Because you can see that they have a square outside here. Don't ever lose a mark, people. We want our marks. We are here for those marks. We want our marks. So don't let me down. Don't do anything like that, okay? I don't want to see anyone do anything like that. I want you to get maximum marks. Maximum marks. So now, let's do here. Let's do here. So what do we have here? This is case 3. This is case 3 now, right? We have case 3. What are we going to do now in case 3? In case 3, we have a problem. And that problem is that x squared is not x squared. He has something in front of him. So don't you ever start the process when x squared is not x squared, okay? We've been doing the process. It's because x squared was x squared. It was a 1x squared. It was alone. Don't ever do that process when x squared is not x squared. All the examples we did, it was x squared, x squared, x squared, x squared, x squared, x squared. All the examples we've been doing, it was x squared, x squared, x. But now we have a number which is not x squared. So before you start, get that number out. Get it out. Factor it out. Factor it out, Lehakwa, before you start. So you're gonna say, okay, number 1, Lehakwa, you're gonna see they want you to complete the square. You're like, okay, I'll look at this guy, but I can't look at him right now because this thing is not an x squared. It's not. I better make it an x squared. So you factor it out. You factor the 2 out. You factor the 2 out. You get x squared. Then here you also factor it out of 6x. It will remain as a 3x, okay? It will remain as a 3x because it will be 6 divided by 2. You get a 3. Okay? Then the minus 9 can stay outside. Doesn't matter. The minus 9, we don't play with him. He's just a constant. He should go away. We don't play with constants here. Okay, so now what do? We start our process. We start our process of completing the square. We start our process of completing the square. Let's complete the square. What do you do when you complete the square? You look here at the coefficient of x. Wherever it is, you look for it and you find it. The coefficient of x, what is it? It's a 3. Okay, we need to make the special guy, right? So we add and subtract the special guy, right? How do you make the special guy? Look for x. There is x. What number is there before him? It's a positive 3. It's a positive 3. So we divide that number by 2 and we square. That's our special guy. So it'll be a 3 over 2 all squared. Can you simplify 3 over 2? No. Leave it as 3 over 2. Okay, no problem. So it's going to be 3 over 2 all squared. This is the guy I'm adding, then subtracting. Let's see how we add them. So it's going to be, we have two outside the bracket. Then here it's x squared. Then here it's plus 3x. Then what do? We have to add that 3 over 2 squared, okay? It's a 3 over 2 squared. Don't leave the squared. Okay, we've added it inside the bracket. Then now we say minus 9. Okay, we now say minus 9. Now we need to remove that. We need to remove it. So now here is why we say this is the most dangerous one. This is the case 3. Be careful when you see case 3. Don't switch off your eyes. Don't switch off. Don't switch off. Don't close your eyes. Okay, no, don't switch off your brain or close your eyes rather. Don't switch off your brain. Don't close your eyes or switch off your brain. We have a 2 here and we have this 3 over 2 that we have added. So when we subtract, we are not just going to subtract 3 over 2 all squared. No, but we'll put a 2 outside because this one that we added had a 2 outside the bracket. So we are going to subtract, we put a 2 outside a bracket, then we put our 3 over 2 squared. That whole thing is what we are subtracting. Okay, if there was a 4 here, we'd put a 4 outside our bracket. If there was a 9, we'd put a 9. So our 9 here or whatever, when we subtract. Okay, remember we are now subtracting. So now let's simplify. We say 2 stay outside. Then we know how to complete the square. Eh? We know how to complete the square. We take the x only. We ignore 3x. We take the guy inside the bracket only, which is 3 over 2. So it's going to be x plus 3 over 2. Then we put squared outside the bracket. Then we put squared out there. Then we now say minus 9. Then here we will now say minus 2 multiplying. We say 3 squared is 9 over 2 squared is 4. Like this. So this becomes 2 multiplying x plus 3 over 2 all squared. They're like this. Then now we simplify this, okay? Try to punch in the calculator. I don't want to have you do too much working with your hands. Just punch. So I'm going to say minus 9. Then I'll say minus 2, open bracket, 9 over 4, close bracket. Okay, I said minus 9. Then I said minus 2. Then I open bracket. I said 9 over 4. I close the bracket. It is equal to, I get an answer. Then I say second function. Then I press the button which says A, B over C. Okay, A, B over C. I'll get what? Second function, A, B over C. I get negative 27 over 2. Negative 27 over 2. So, well done, Lehapa. Well done. It's a negative 27 over 2, yes. So, well done. So this is going to be your final solution. Let me give you something to try. If we're going to be good at this case 3, that means you people are about to be ready now to go to the past paper questions and just do question after question. Oh, hi, Kitso. Morning. Well done. I'm happy you're here. Well done, Kitso. I see you. Hi, morning. So now, let's now do this one. 3x squared plus 12x minus 7. They say to you, express in the form a x minus b or x plus b or squared c minus d or plus c. This is obviously completing the square. Once you see something like this, there's no other topic which is like this. It's only completing the square. So go ahead and complete the square. Start. I'll give you exactly 1 minute. 1 minute to do this. Right, well done. I'm seeing it. Let's do the solution now. So what are we going to do? They asked you to complete the square, right? You're just going to look at it and say, I'm not going to start because there's something which is making this not an x squared. Okay, so we cannot start completing the square. This is not an x squared. So you're just going to look and you say, this is the problem. I have to factor out the 3. So let's factor out the 3. What do you remain with now? X squared only here. Then plus, we factor out the 3 on 12. So you say 12 divided by 3, you get 4. So it'll be now 4x. Okay, then the minus 7. We haven't changed anything. We've just brought out the 3. We haven't changed anything. We've just brought out the 3, guys. Okay, we haven't changed anything. We've just brought out the 3. So now what are we going to do now? What are we going to do now? Well, what you do is you start completing the square because now it's an x squared. Now you can start completing the square. Completing the square, you should just make sure it's an x squared, but you don't look at it. You look at the x. You look at the x to make your special guy. What is he? He is 4. You divide him by 2. Then what do? You square that guy. So the special guy will be, you take this number before x. We all know that. You take the number, when you're completing the square, you take the number before x, you divide it by 2, then you square it. So this is going to be our special thing. Can we simplify inside the bracket? Yes, 4 over 2 is a 2, so it's like a 2 squared. So we have a 2 squared. So now what are we going to do? This 2 squared is the one we are adding. It is the one we are subtracting, right? It's our special guy. So now let's do it. It's going to be now 3. Then here you have x squared plus 4x. Then we add it. We add the 2 squared. We close. We say minus 7. We always subtract at the very end. So you will now say minus 2 squared. Right. So now let's get an answer. What is this going to be now? This is going to be, we say 3. We know how to complete the square. We know how to complete the square. We take the x only, x. We ignore the 4x. Here we take the 2 only, so it's a plus 2. Then we put their squares outside. We put their square outside. Then we have minus 7 minus 4, which becomes 3 multiplying x plus 2 all squared minus 11. We have completed the square. We have completed the square. We have completed the square. Okay? We have completed the square. It is x plus 2 all squared. It's minus 11. The only part which was not correct was minus 11. But Karabo, you're butchering it. Well done. So I can see that you completed the square well. The only thing, check your constant, Karabo. But you completed the square well. It's 3 bracket x plus 2. Well done. It is 3 bracket x plus 2 here. So you get this mark. Then the only thing that you won't get the mark for is the constant. So you check your constant. Well done, well done. Now let's do just 2 last hard ones. Okay. Then we can now do the thing. We can now do the past papers. So it's going to be, what if we say here, even if we say 2 plus 7x squared minus 3, something like this. And we're supposed to express in the form ax squared plus bx plus whatever. Okay? So even if they had said f of x is equal to this, let me start by doing one thing at a time. I don't want to teach you too many things at the same time. So this, you just say it is equal to, you have to factor out. This is not an x squared. You can't start. Divide by 2 there. Factor out the 2. So it'll be 2. Then it becomes x squared plus, here we say 7 over 2 of x squared. Okay. Then the minus 3 will be, then minus 3 is outside the bracket. Minus 3 is outside the brackets. Okay. So when you factor out 2, it means you're dividing by 2. That's why we now have a 7 over 2. We can't simplify it, guys. 7 over 2 is 7 over 2. There's no other simplifying, okay? Well done. I'm proud. So this now becomes, what do we have? We put the 2. Okay, this is an x. This is not an x squared. It will be 7 over 2x, okay? 7 over 2x, like this. Then you have the minus 3. So now, oh, why did I put 2x squared? What is this now? How come nobody told me? Okay, so now what we're going to do, we now say, we start completing the square, okay? Let's complete the square. We haven't completed the square. We have not completed the square. We look at the guy in front of x now, this guy. This guy, what do? We divide it by 2, okay? This 7 over 2, we divide it by 2 again. So it's like 7 over 2. Let me put it like this. 7 over 2 is being divided by 2. Then we square it. Remember, you did it with your pencil, okay? Now, if you have a number that is a fraction and you are dividing again, it's just like multiplying the denominators. So you can just multiply these two denominators. It will be 7 over 4, okay? That's how you do it. And it will be all squared. So we have divided 7 over 2 by 2. I hope everybody sees that. You just multiply the two denominators, okay? Then the squared is still there. So it'll be 7 over 4 squared. So where did this over 2 come from? It came from factoring out, not from completing the square. Now we have the guy that we are adding and subtracting. Okay, we need a guy that we actually add and subtract. It's this one. So now it will be 2, which is going to be 2 open bracket x squared plus 7 over 2x. Then we need to add something. So plus 7 over 4 all squared. Then we close. Then it's going to be minus 3, then minus 7 over 4 all squared. All squared. Then now we know how to complete the square. It will be a 2. Here we take the x on x. We ignore the number with x. We go to the last thing. We take the guy inside the bracket, which is 7 over 4. So it'll be plus 7 over 4. It's a positive. Then you put the squared outside. Then you put the squared outside the bracket. Then you now say, what is this answer? Minus 3 minus whatever. Let's put it. I'll say minus 3 minus, I'll say open bracket, 7 over 4 close bracket. I'll put a square. This is going to be, I get an answer. And that answer is negative 97 over 60. Remember to press the button, second function, then A, B over C. I want my answers. I want these answers when I give you the work. I want my answers. Here we are doing the last one. The last one. Then I can give you a certificate of graduation to say you now know how to complete the square. Now what I'll need to just do with you guys is the different questions where you actually complete the square in the exam and how to see some of them, That is where we'll be now learning. But in terms of completing the square itself, you know how to do it. So here, let's now do the last one. 3x squared minus 5x minus 10. So how do we do this one? How do we now do this one? That's the next one. And the last one, How do you now do this one? Okay, the question will now be, so how do you do this one? Well, what we do is, we are going to first factor out, because this is not an x squared. So we need to factor out the 3. So the 3 comes out, we remain with x squared. Then this minus 5x becomes minus 5 over 3 of x. Then you put the minus 10 outside the bracket. Okay? Then now, what do you do now? You are going to start completing the square. How do you complete the square? You look at the guy before x. He's the special guy. We divide him by 2, then we square him. So it will be a negative 5 over 3. We divide it by 2, then we square. So this is going to be, remember when you divide by 2, I said multiply the two denominators. So it will be negative of 5 over 6. Then the squared. Don't use squared. Leave it like that. Leave the square outside. So it'll be a negative of 5 over 6, because 3 times 2 is 6. Then it will be all squared. So this is the guy we are adding and we are subtracting. This is the guy we are adding and subtracting. So we complete the square. We adding first, then we're going to subtracting at the end. So this is going to be 3, and here will be x squared. This is a 3, and you're going to have x squared. Then minus 5 over 3x. Then plus, open bracket, negative 5 over 6 squared, close. Then minus 10. Then minus, open bracket, negative 5 over 6 all squared. Oh, the question before this, did I make a mistake somewhere? Oh, GK, did I make a mistake somewhere? What are you getting different from me? Is it the constant or what? This one, the constant at the end, this constant? Which one is different from mine? We didn't multiply 7 over 4 squared. Squared. 7 over 4 squared by 2. We didn't multiply it by 2. Okay, I'm coming back. Okay. Oh, well done. Well done. He's saying when we subtract, we didn't put 2. We didn't put 2 when we are subtracting. 2, 7 over 4 squared. Well done, well done, well done. Well done, well done, well done, well done. I wish you saw it much earlier. I wish you saw it, because imagine for the person who's going to be watching this in playback. Oh my days. Because there's a 2 here, so you must have this 2. Yes, it's correct. So now let's punch the new version. It becomes negative of 73 over 8. Well done. Great job. You will say minus 3 minus, you now say 2, open bracket, 7 over 4, close, all squared. You put in the calculator. It will give you an answer one time. To give you an answer, okay? The calculator will give you an answer. Remember, if you want to get an improper fraction, you say second function, then a, b over c. So, watch out for that one. Well done, well done. So now let's complete the square. We know how to. It's 3. Here we take the x only, x. Here we take something inside the bracket, which is negative 5 over 6. Then we put their squared outside. Okay? Then we put their squared outside. Then here, same here, we didn't do it. Wow, minus 3 multiplying negative 5 over 6 all squared. Don't leave this 3. Don't leave this 3. You'll be wrong. You'll be absolutely wrong. So it's going to be now, let's just punch this in the calculator. Minus 10 minus 3 multiplying negative 5. Sorry. We say minus 10 minus 3. Then we say open bracket negative 5 over 6 close bracket all squared is equal to. I get an answer. I say second function a b over c. I got it as negative 145 over 12. I don't know if that's the answer everybody got, but yes, this is what you do. When you subtract, remember to subtract, but this one had a 3 multiplying. So remember to subtract the 3 multiplying. Right. Well done, LGK. This is going to be it for completing the square. This is completing. So basically, you and I know the same stuff now. We now know the same amount of info. So when we meet a question, we can do it together, okay? We now know the same amount of information. Right. 2-minute water break, then we start doing questions. I'll give you a 2-minute water break, then we start doing the past paper questions. Okay, so let's do some questions. Right. Down there, it's usually down there. Let's look here. Right. Here is 1. Find the value of A and find the value of B. So this is going to be the very first one, okay? Here, they want you to be able to do what? To complete the square. This is a little bit like it, okay? Can you all see? Can you all hear me? Let me check if... wait, I want to check if they can hear me. Can you all hear me? Wait, Lehawa, you said we did the mistake for the third one? Oh, yeah. Oh, no wonder why he got 19. Minus 7 minus 3 multiplying 2 squared. Yeah, no wonder why you got 19. So this will give you minus 19. Well done, well done, people. This 3 was supposed to be there when we subtract as well, because it was there inside when we added. So yes, Lehawa, thanks. Well done, people, and how you're on fire. You're doing amazing. I like that. Okay, keep it up, boys. Keep it up, boys. Now, what we are doing is we're now doing the past paper questions. Okay, we just want to do all the past paper questions that we can, and we see how it's going to be. So here's the first one. The first thing that I want you all to see is that this is a quadratic thing. My pen. This is a quadratic thing. So the highest power of x is 2. So we know that in quadratic thing, once they start to say we should do all this, this is like completing the square. That's the slight difference between this and completing the square is this is almost like factorizing. Okay, this is almost like factorizing where but hey, listen, what we just don't have is the constant. So the constants are going to add up to give you 0. That is the only thing that you are seeing here, that the constants are going to add up to give you 0, but everything else is going to be the same. Okay, what is just changing in this particular question is that the constants are giving you 0. That's the only difference. Everything else is the same. The last part here, so we are going to say, let's start, x squared minus 12x plus a. We want to put it in this form, right? If we are to put it in the form of completing the square, we look at this minus 12. We divide it by 2 and we square. It's going to be minus 6 all squared. So this, what would it become? It would become x squared, then minus 12x, then plus negative 6 all squared, then plus a, then minus negative 6 all squared. Okay, then we complete that square. Then what? So what happens when we complete the square? We'll take the x only. Then we take the number inside here, which is a minus 6. Then we put the squared. Okay, we ignore this minus 12. We know how to complete the square. We looked at the minus 12. That's the one we divided by 2 and squared, right? To get the special guy. To get the special guy. Then what do we do now? It'll be plus 8. Then plus a rather. It's not an 8. Plus a. Then minus negative 6 all squared becomes 36. Positive 36. Okay. So now what we are going to do here is we can already see what B is. Okay? Because B is the guy that will be inside the bracket. You can say B is equal to negative 6. The guy inside the bracket. So B is equal to the negative 6. And now they told you that this is supposed to be equal to x plus B plus 0. They told you that's supposed to be plus 0. So you can now say here A minus 36 is equal to 0. This second part should be equal to 0. So which means that A will be equal to 36. So you have your A being 36, you have your B being equal to negative 6. Then you get your 2 marks. Just from completing the square. They just gave it in a different way, but the moment we see this squared outside, we know that it's completing the square. And that's how you're going to get your solution. And you'll be done. Okay. Let's look for another one. We're starting with the basic easy questions, eh? Here, find the value of P and the value of Q when you do it in this form. It's completing the square. So now we just do it x squared plus 8x plus 10. Everybody should laugh. This is the easiest version of completing the square. Because look, guys, it doesn't even have anything in front of x squared, whatever. So we just start, right? We take the 8. This is the easiest version. We just take the 8, and it's even positive. You divide it by 2, then you square it, which 8 divided by 2 is a 4, so it'll be a 4 squared. How can they make this stuff be so easy? So it becomes x squared plus 8x plus 4 squared plus 10, then we remove the 4 squared, which is going to be now, when we complete the square, we take the x only, we ignore the 8x, we take the 4 only, then we put their squared outside, then we simplify here. 10 minus 4, it's 10 minus 16, which is equal to, you can just get it one time, okay? You get it as a negative 6. So it becomes x plus 4 all squared minus 6. So what is the P now? P is this one which is inside the bracket, so we can already say P is equal to 4. Then Q is the number outside the bracket with its sign, so Q is negative 6. So you can say 4 and negative 6. Are we together? That'll be the final solution. Okay? Let's now do a little bit of a harder one. I'm good before I give you the questions to try. Let's do a harder one. Here's one. So let's write it. 5 plus 12x minus 2x squared can be written in this form. This is obviously completing the square, guys. This is obviously completing the square. So you can see the questions are all over. Paper 4s, paper 2s. Here in paper 4s, there's a little bit more marks. There's a little bit more marks. So what we're going to do is, well, we don't understand this. We rewrite it, obviously. We don't understand when it's written like this. We'll start with the x squared. It will be minus 2x squared because it's a minus 2x squared, okay? When you write it with that sign. Then you're going to put plus 12x. Then you put plus 5. These are 5. So now we can complete the square. Now we know what to do. And we're going to see, oh, we have a number before x squared. So we have to get rid of that number. So minus 2, go away. We'll remain with x squared. Then 12 divided by minus 2. Let's do it. What's 12 divided by minus 2? You get a minus 6, right? It's a negative number. 12 divided by a negative number, it's negative. The signs are different. 12 divided by 2, it's 6. So it'll be 6x. Then here you can put plus 5. So anyway, now we have this, right? Now what we're going to do here, now we have an x squared, so we can start completing the square. We look at the number before x. This one, we divide it by 2. Then we square it, which is going to be negative 6 over 2 is 3. Okay, that's a negative 6 over 2, that's a 3. Then you put the squared outside. Then what is it that you're going to do now? That is the special guy. You've just found the special guy, man. Add him and subtract him. So it's going to be minus 2 multiplying x squared minus 6x. Then we add, we say plus negative 3 all squared. We close. Then we say plus 5. Then we say minus. Put the negative 2. This one, which is a fact. So we first subtract. Now we subtract. Then when we subtract this multiplying what we are subtracting. Because it was multiplying what we added. So it will be a negative 2 multiplying a negative 3 all squared. Like this. And we are subtracting. So hey, this one could have gotten you because of the negative signs, negative, 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 negative. Okay, we say minus. Then what do you do? This guy, because he was there when we were adding, when we were adding that minus 3, this guy should be there when we are subtracting. Okay, when we are subtracting that minus 3. So it now becomes minus 2. Then here we pick the x only. We ignore the middle one. We take the inside here, which is a minus 3. Then we put the squared outside. Then we are going to simplify. Minus and minus here. These two will become plus. So it will be like to say plus 5, then plus 2 multiplying negative 3 all squared. Now you can put this in the calculator. So it's going to be 5 plus 2 multiplying negative 3 all squared. So negative 3 squared. So it will be 23. Negative 2 multiplying x minus 3 squared. Then plus 23. So now when we rewrite it now, we can put the, because they seem to want q in front, which is the number, eh? They want q in front, so they want this number in front, so we can put it. It will be equal to 23. Then we put minus 2, because there's a minus 2 here. So we'll put 23 minus 2 multiplying x minus 3 all squared. X. Now we can already see what q is. The number in front, it's a 23, so q is a 23. Then what is the p? P is the number which is in x, which is in the bracket with its sign, and that's a negative 3. And we have our solutions, and we are done. And we are done, okay? Can you see? Can you see how we did this one? Can you see how we did this one? I'm going to give you about 7. I want to give you about 7 questions from past papers, and I want you to solve them. I want you to solve them. If you have some doubts, I want you to recheck, and solve. We have to complete the square, okay? And I'll teach you how we're going to use it to find these. I'm going to teach you how we're going to use it to find this maximum point. It's sometimes called stationary point. sometimes called stationary point. So I'm going to send, hey, people, listen, it's compulsory to do my questions, please. You have to make time and do these questions I'm giving you. They're from past papers. It's for your good and my good, okay? It's my good if you pass, obviously. And it's for your good as well if you pass. So do these questions, send them to me so that I go through them and then I can see how you are performing, okay? And write neatly. Remember, when you finish, you take pictures, you scan with CamScan, and then you send me as a PDF so I can mark quickly and send you back. Don't forget, okay? You just take pictures and then you go to CamScanner, you add those pictures in order. It has an option of share. You share as a PDF. You put your name to say Lehahwa, exercise, whatever. Okay? Then I'm going to mark and send you back, of course. Right. So next is how we get the stationary point. But I'm going to show you how we'll complete the square to get the stationary point at the same time whilst teaching you differentiation, okay? Because it's related to differentiation. So don't worry. The most important thing is you must be able to complete the square itself and get these constants. I'm proud of you. Good push, okay? So I'm going to send you questions. You do the questions, you send them back to me. Then later after lunch, we go live again to do maths again. Because as we all know, maths is not a last-minute subject. So you need time to be building every day, piece by piece. So I'm going to be putting thing by thing by thing by thing. Okay. Goodbye for now. We meet later on.